So we'll go ahead and get started. First off, I just wanted to thank you all for being here today. My name is Thena Lindhorst, and I just started as the Executive Director for Love Living at Home just over 3 months ago. I do feel, extremely lucky to have the chance to lead such an amazing organization with such amazing and passionate members, volunteers, board members, and staff members. So today's session, a look at the LLH website, was actually an idea that came directly from our staff
Guys,
team.
I gotta go. I have an important phone call.
Okay.
Oh, thank you for letting us know.
Thanks, Phyllis. So our goal today is just to help our members really get the most out of your Love Living at Home membership. So we'd like to really just give you a better understanding of the website and how to use the different features. Before we dive into that, I'd love to just go around and do a quick staff introduction so that you can put a face to the names of the LLH staff that you have phone calls and emails with. You can also read a little bit more about each of our bios on our website under About and then Staff. So why don't we start with Leslie?
All right, thank you. Hi, I am Leslie Schultz. I started with Love Living at Home in July of 2022. So it's in this July, it'll be 2 years. That's hard to believe. Is that, do you want anything more? Oh,
I forgot to ask what you plan to cover in today's training.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to talk about events and programs via the calendar on the website and Village Talk on the website.
Perfect. Thank you, Leslie. And then Cassie, why don't we have you introduce yourself next? Hi, Anne. Thank you for joining us.
And everyone, so I'm Cassie Biesmer. I'm Assistant Director at Love Living at Home. I've been with Love Living at Home since 2019, and I'll be going over the member, using your member profile and logging in.
Perfect. And Wendy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Wendy Fillmore. I'm the part-time office assistant. I work on Wednesdays and Thursdays all day, 9 to 5. And actually in the physical office, 9 to 2 on Thursdays, generally. I haven't been working for Love Living at Home very long. I started at the beginning of October. And I will be covering how to do a service request online.
Perfect. Thank you, Wendy. So welcome, Anne. I just wanted to quickly say we are recording today's session. So if you don't wish to be in the recording, we'll just ask that you mute and stop your video. But we do have room for questions in the chat as well. And we'll have a little bit of at the end to do a Q&A.
And then because I'm going to have to leave shortly.
Oh, okay. So we will record the link and we will share it out. So
Good.
Thank you for joining us for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I will have Leslie go ahead and start with a screen share for us and we can dive in.
Leslie, we can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna mute and blank myself out, and I'll just disappear when I have to disappear. But thank you very much.
Thanks, Anne. Well, welcome everybody to the review of our website. As you know, at Love Living at Home, we put information out in a variety of ways, always. It comes by email. You can find information about events, programs, volunteer opportunities, etc. on our website through a variety of ways on our website. We try to meet everybody's communication needs. So But today we're focusing on the website, and let's begin with the events tab at the top of the website. And we're going to first talk about the events list, then the events calendar, and we can also look at video recordings. If you're interested in a program or an event or some kind of social connection, this is a good place to begin. The events list shows you all the events that are scheduled to date. In a row, in a list. And it starts with today, and you can scroll down through March, April, May, June. We have things scheduled through June at this point. I like to use this list of events as kind of a daily look. If like, what's happening today? I often go to the list of events. Beyond that, I find that the calendar is more useful. But let's stick with the list for a minute and look at what information you can find out about an event. So for instance, today, I'll look at the LLH website. You can see what time it starts, what day it's on, what time it starts, whether it's Zoom, or you can, if you look at the event below that, you can see that's an in-person event, who can attend, and whether you need an RSVP or you need to sign up for the event. If you click on the event, it opens up the event on its own page with a little bit more information. Usually we include a description of the event on this page. So here's the description for today's event. And then you also have the ability to converse about the event, ask a question, express a need, for instance, for transportation, or let us know that you're confused in some way. So you're also, by the way, seeing this through my lens, which is the administrative lens. But so there are a few things on here that you won't see on when you click on these tabs. So under events list, and then there's the events calendar. In the events calendar, you can see all the events for any one month all at a time. So you can scroll through the month week by week. Here we are at a look at the LLH website. I'm circling my pointer around that. But let me go down to the next week. We have recently color-coded the calendar. This might be new to you. The purple or blue, the events colored purple or however you see it, blue, are in-person events, and those that are color-coded in gray are events on Zoom. We've also started to put, and I'll show you, I'll open up women walking, in the description of the event, whether it's in person or Zoom. So women walking is obviously an in-person outdoor event. Excuse me. And then sharing stories from our lives is a Zoom event, and you'll see that in the description. We've done this because when you open up the event onto its own page, like I have with sharing stories from our lives, it doesn't automatically tell you whether it's a Zoom or in-person event. So we're trying to, again, give you as much information as possible so that you can decide whether you want to participate or not. And finally, under events, we have a link to a number of resources that you might find helpful, including YouTube videos. You know that Love Living at Home has a YouTube channel. So we have some videos on there that are for public, anybody can see. And there are some videos on there that only members have access to. And they're listed here, or they're linked here separately. By the way, when we have a guest presenter, we typically videotape the Zoom and then put it on our website, as we're doing today on the YouTube channel. as we're doing today, so that you can, if you have to miss the program, but you wanted to see it, you can by going to the YouTube channel and clicking that particular program. In addition to YouTube video links, this page also has a new item called Current Events Resources. The Current Events group generates a lot of information every week, and they asked us to have a place on the website where they could list those things that wasn't the Village Talk, that was actually something that somebody could sort through a little bit more easily. And I'll explain that when I talk about Village Talk. So this is it's actually a spreadsheet. Anyways, oops. I lost you. Let me get back on.
We're still here.
Yeah, no, I lost the website.
You can go down to
Here-
the
here we
Zoom on your
go.
bottom. Oh,
You can see it, right?
yeah.
Yes.
So that's under programs, and I'm happy to answer any questions as we go along, or you can save them up to the end. In addition, let me just mention that in addition to what you're seeing here on the website, the program list and the program calendar, you members receive a daily email with a list of all the programs that are happening that day, and links, if they're a Zoom program, a link to the Zoom. That's one. Number two, you receive a weekly email on Sunday mornings at 5 a.m. It pops into your email a program preview, which lists all the programs and events for that week, with some additional information. We might highlight a particular program that we think you're going to find interesting, or that needs you might have to RSVP for, and we want to remind you of that. And then a list of future programs, so that you can pencil in, hold the dates on your calendars. And the third thing you receive as a member in terms of communicating what's happening at LLH is a monthly newsletter that comes out the first Saturday of each month. It includes program information and a lot more. Usually a letter, some information, a letter and a hello from Thina, our executive director, maybe a member highlight, getting to know, which in a way helps us get to know each other a little better, a volunteer highlight, etc., community events. All right, let's move on to Village Talk, which is under the Members tab. Village Talk is a nice partner with the calendar, because it's a way for events that happen, groups and events that happen on a regular basis, to communicate with each other. Village Talk is organized by what they call interest groups. So when you click on Village Talk, first thing you want to do is click on interest in this tab, Interest Groups Catalog. And you can see all the different groups that have been created, typically to accompany a regular program, but also for other groups in LLH, like volunteers. There's an active volunteers interest group. There's something called a Creativity Corner that isn't associated with a particular program, but for folks who are interested in sharing creative things they're doing creatively, whether it's crafts or building or writing. And so we'll just quickly go through, I'll quickly browse through this list. So if you find a group in here that looks interesting to you, and you're not already a member of that group, or you haven't joined that interest group, you could preview the group. So here's a group, Men Walking, that I have not joined. If you don't see this green preview group button, that means you've joined the group. So I'm a member. I have joined the member forum. I've joined play script reading and paddling. I've joined all of these. The only one really I haven't joined is men walking. So let's start with joining a group. So I'm going to preview this first. I just want to see, what are they doing? Typically, we have a description of the group. This is a group where men walk together on Mondays. Keep an eye out for starting location each week, which will show up either on the calendar or in Village Talk here. Oh, men walking every Monday. That sounds great. I'd like to join that. So I click join group, and I'm a member. I'm a member of this interest group, this Village Talk interest group called Men Walking. Now, one more thing you want to do before you leave or before you get distracted by the posts, which we'll talk about in a sec, is to think about how you want to receive notice that somebody has posted in this group. So as you can see, this is a way, it's a communication device. It's a way for people to talk to each other that isn't email, isn't the calendar. So joined, click the join button, and you can select whether you want to be notified on the website or notified via email or both that a new post has been written and then posted. Something has been written and posted for this interest group. Now, if you think, I don't want to be notified by email, you can deselect email and just be notified on the website. And I'll show you how that looks in a sec. If you deselect notify me on the website, that means you're not going to be notified at all. For some reason, the way this works is, if you don't want to be notified at all, you deselect notify me on the website. If you want to be notified in some way, but just one way, you can choose to be notified on the website. Otherwise, it's website and email. And honestly, I would suggest that you just leave it as is. Keep both of these selected. You could also invite, so we did that. You could also leave the group here under joined. You could also invite people. So, I think Thina might be interested in this group. So I'm going to invite Thina. Actually, I think it might find you. So let's see. I'll invite Cassie because I know there she is. I think Cassie might be interested in this group. But there she is. I typed her name in, I selected her, and now I'm going to invite her, and she'll receive an invitation in her email. So let's see what you can do with a interest group. And I'm going to move to a different interest group. I'm going to move to the history discussion group. This is a group that does talk to each other a lot. They share, the person who facilitates, it's a monthly group that meets monthly, and the person that facilitates in any one month will share resources for the topic that they've decided on the previous month. So here we go. Books and film mentioned in today's history discussion group. So, hey, somebody wrote these down because people were interested. It was, they were talking about Italy, obviously. So, update resources for next history discussion group. So they'll send out resources ahead of time so you could read up on the topic for that month. And these never go away. I mean, you can delete the posts, but they just are listed in the order that they were posted. So groups like Film Fest, history discussion, history of London, the book group, which I think I took myself off of so I could show you how to join, who have resources to share to the folks that are those are like monthly groups. If they want to tell you something ahead of time, use Village Talk to communicate those resources share those resources with each other. I could The only one of the last thing I want to tell you is up in the right-hand corner, I'm circling it. You can see the number 31 in a red box. That is if I click on that, you'll see the list of notices that I've received via the website of new posts in any of the Village Talk interest groups that I have joined or that I'm a member of. So you can see that I posted something in book discussion group, Linda Neuer posted something in some group, Deb Schmidl, etc. History of London series. These are all the new posts from the groups that interest groups that I have joined. I do also receive emails, and shall I show that? Shall I show the notices in email? I think not. I think we'll just move on. Any questions right now about Village Talk? This is actually, it's a very, very useful feature of the website. And if you are participating in events regularly, I highly recommend that you join the corresponding interest group.
Leslie,
Yes,
for Village Talk, we just sign into our account as we would to look at anything on the website. There's no special
right.
password or anything.
That's a great point. That's exactly right, Carol. You just sign in as a member to the website, and then Village Talk is available to you under the members tab, along with all of the other things available. You can see Village Talk right here.
What proportion of members are using Village Talk?
Oh, I don't know that. I do know that for the groups that meet regularly, either weekly or monthly, the Village Talk posts are very helpful. They're using them. So I don't know what percentage of membership that is, but yeah. Sorry, Nina, is that?
Well, I haven't used it.
Okay.
My interest in possibly using Village Talk is why I'm on here today.
Oh, cool.
So
You go to current events, right?
yeah, I go to current events. So
let's
okay.
look. We could see current events. If you don't want to look through your email and try to find, because you haven't sorted it or whatever, it's right here. It's always the resources that current events are, that the current event facilitator is offering are listed in Village Talk.
Okay. Thanks.
And you can see at the top there that there are 22 participants in this
Here we go.
particular topic.
Yeah, right
In
here.
the general Village Talk group, we actually have 185 participants. So most of our members are also in the general Village Talk category.
Leslie, I have a question. For the
Sure.
current events, they usually send out a bunch of links
Yeah.
to pre-read before they meet. Are those links in this Village Talk?
Sometimes they are. Current events is not the best example because they're a unique group. They get a separate email each week with all of the resources that are being offered that week for the topics that are being discussed. Let's look. A better group would be to look at that works a little bit more routinely is the history discussion group. So here are the resources for the next history discussion group. Deb sends them to me. I always put them in Village Talk. Let's see if we're up to date in Film Fest. Yeah, here's the films for March and April. They're also, as again, we are duplicating ourselves all over the place because we're also putting that information in the events on the calendar. So Film Fest on the calendar for March had information about what they were gonna watch prior to their meeting that day. The same with history discussion and the regular groups. Any other questions? You might have a question afterwards. And also, please, if you have an interest that you'd like to generate some community around or some conversation around, please make a suggestion. Please let us know, and we can always add new interest groups.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Leslie.
Thank you.
That was very helpful, and I learned some new things.
Good.
So Cassie. Oh, sorry, Leslie.
I'll stop sharing and let the next person share who's presenting.
Thank you, Leslie. I will share my screen and we'll go over getting started with logging into the membership profile and using that portion of the website. Can everyone see this all right?
Yes.
Great.
That's,
So as you, begin using the website, you would come here to, it's just livingathome.org. And this would be the view that everyone gets right from the beginning. And you'll notice up top that there isn't a membership tab viewed. So you do have to log into your profile in order to access those member view features. So as you go to the website, in the top right corner, you'll see a sign in button. So you would click that and it would take you to the sign-ins. Now, if you've just started membership, you'll receive an email from our system operator Helpful Village, which would prompt you to create a password. But if you've already established those features, you can just log in. If you're using a private computer, you can always click the Remember Me tab and your email and your password should populate. Your login will always be your email. If you've forgotten your password, you can click this button here to reset your password or create if you're a new member, or contact the office and we can send you an email that'll prompt you through recreating a password. So once you log in, you'll notice that your view changes and now the members tab is available for view. You'll also see that if you had any notifications, let's say set from Village Talk, there would be a number here of the amount of notifications of recent postings available. And also in the top right corner, you can access details specific to your profile. So you could view your profile, you could view your agenda, and you can change your password or you can sign out. So if we click View My Profile, it'll take you to the same page in this this will be the first page you see when you log in. And this will show you your agenda, which will show any programs that you've registered for, any services that you're going to be receiving, or if you're a volunteer providing. Volunteers also have a similar view, even if they're a non-member, where it would show their profile. You can also, so this is a list form, but you can also view this in calendar view, which will show the same details just in a calendar. So you can see that there's a couple services that you're receiving help with, and then one that you're helping someone else with. You can also view your contact information and your bio, your emergency contacts. If you're a member, you'll see your membership type, your status, your join date, and when your membership is coming up for renewal. Any interest groups that you're a part of through Village Talk, will be listed here. And you can also click this button to go to all the interest groups on Village Talk. And then if you're a volunteer, you'll also see all the volunteer activities that you've offered to help with. And also your volunteer availability, the days that you've said that you're available. And then also with your membership type, there'll be a pay option here where you could pay to renew your membership. So say you want to make some changes. You go to the bottom and click the edit button. And that would take you to the editing page. You can't change your email, but you can contact the office if you'd like to change that, and we can update that for you. But everything else you're able to update. Your phone number, if you have a cell phone you want to add in, you can add in your preferred contact channel. You can upload a profile picture. If you want to upload or change that, you would just click the choose file button, and that'll take you to your photos on your computer. And this is viewable. Your photo and your bio is viewable by other members. And then some information is just viewable by staff. So if you want to share a little bit about yourself for other members to learn a little bit more about you, you can put some details in here, and that'll show in under your profile if you're listed in the directory. If you choose not to, you don't need to be listed there. If you move and have a change in address, you can change that, which actually we can update here. Living at home, it changed, so we can save that. If you have an emergency contact, you can make changes and update that. And also any, you can update some of the volunteer services that you help with. So say you don't want to receive notifications anymore or helping with pet care, you can adjust that. There are some, such as transportation, that you would have to contact the office to make changes with, but then we would just update your profile for you on our end. And if you are, say, unavailable on Sundays, you can make that adjustment as well, or activate a vacation period if you're a volunteer. Say you're going to be going out of town, you can put in the date that you're going to be away and the date that you'll be back, and that will just change your volunteer notifications. So once you make any changes with your profile, you just want to remember to save at the bottom. And that will make those updates. As you can see, now that information has been changed here, so that'll immediately update. And you'll also be able to access all of these views, which Athena is going to talk about. Any questions? Okay.
The explanations have been great, Cassie and Leslie. I needed a reminder of how to do some of these things.
Well, certainly, as any questions, always reach out. We're happy to troubleshoot and walk through using any of these features on the website.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Cassie and Leslie. And now we are going to have Wendy share her screen and show us how to put in a volunteer request.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay, we're going to go to the home page. We're going to start at the home page. As you might have noticed, under the members tab, and by the way, this is you're going to request a service request, and it could be for a variety of reasons. You might want to have a doctor appointment, you need a ride there, you need a ride back, you might have some organizing somebody wants, that you want someone to help you with. You might want, well, there's a variety of things that you could do. Most people call the office and place their service requests with the staff member, but we're only open from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. And if you think you're on the weekends and you think, oh, I wish I had someone to help me shovel my sidewalk, you can actually go into the website and put in that service request. It will not show up until a staff member reviews it and posts it. But, if it happens to be a time that you're available to do it, then that's great. So you click on new service requests. And I'm going to use Cassie as my example. And only if you're a member will a name show up. But you can search for a name by clicking on the red search button, but then a list of people will come up and you'll have to select that name. So then that selected person's name will be in this gray box. That would be your name, most likely. So the type of service could be a variety of things. I'm gonna choose that Cassie wants errands without member. And then I go in and explain what it is that she needs. Or this would be you. Cassie needs someone to do some shopping at Walmart in the next few days. Then we go down to the service date, and if it's a flexible date, we're just going to leave it. We're going to put it a few days out just so that it stays posted, because if you post it for today, it's only going to get posted to the volunteers today. So you want to post it out a few days. So, and I just want to point out this calendar, you have to make sure that you're on March. You can change it if you have, your service date is out further in April. You can change the calendar by using these arrows back and forth. And for start time, since it's a flexible time, we're just not going to put a time in there, but you do have the option of choosing a time within, they only give you 15-minute increment options. And then
Wendy,
because,
it looks like Phyllis has a question.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I wanted to know what village builder request is up there.
Oh, village
there.
builder request.
What is it?
See, maybe you can answer.
Yes. So we have two categories for services. Village builder requests are those requests helping the office, say if you're, helping the office with a project or,
Okay.
another effort. So those get, those will get selected for that area.
Okay, thank you.
Since this request has a flexible date and a flexible time, I'm going to check those two boxes. And approximate duration, it depends upon your list. So maybe it's a quite long list, say an hour and a half. You have to count and going to the store and then delivering it. The member needs, if there's any kind of special needs that you have, like that you have a walker, or that wouldn't matter for this request. Or that you would like someone to show up between 11 and 1 o'clock because you have someone there to help you put away the groceries. You can put that there. And then you can check it if it's important. And check, would we ever use this check if last call? Cassie, would other people use that?
Yeah, I think that's just dated in the office. So, but that's a feature we use is it's getting closer to that date when we send it out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you have to make sure you save it. Okay, now that request is going to go into our website, and now I'm going to show you how that shows up for us. It shows up here in the requested, oh no, right here it is. And if it were you, it would show up in a requested service hidden from people. But since we're showing, we're going to say it's already been approved by the staff, and here it's showing up. So in the mornings, when all these volunteer requests go out every day, according to what you've signed up for to offer your services, you will get a list in your mailbox, and it'll look like this. And if you're a volunteer, you could, this email, you can press the all open requests button, and it'll bring you to this page. And let's say you want to volunteer for Cassie, you press the view button, you scroll down, and I'm going to volunteer for Cassie. Make sure you search and select and confirm. And then I will get an email giving me the information for the person who requested the service. And they will also get an email saying that I'm going to be volunteering for them. Is there any other question? Or would anyone like me to run through the service requests one more time, another example?
No.
Okay.
Great. And I believe if you are picking up a volunteer shift as a volunteer, when you're logged in, there's a button that says, I can do it, volunteer. So that's what it'll look like for the volunteer view. All right, well, thank you, Wendy. And then lastly, I will just go over a couple of quick things just to make sure that we have some time for more questions and conversation at the end. So I'm going to share my screen, and can everyone see my browser okay? Okay, great. So if I hover over the contact button, there are two options here. One is contact us, and this gives you a contact form that you can fill out that will send an email to our office and lists our social media pages, phone number, and email here as well. If you hover over contact and click visit us, you will see information about our new office space, as well as a short video that kind of shows you how to enter the building. If we go under about, so as a lot of the staff has already mentioned, there are some tabs that are visible by the public. There are others that are members only. So anyone can see all of the links under the About tab. We have just added our 2023 annual report under the About tab. So I do encourage you all to check that out when you get the chance. It will open a PDF and you can run through the pages there. And then let's see, so we'll hop back over. We will also be adding a senior discount directory under the About tab that will be a community resource. So if you know of any local organizations or businesses that do offer a discount, please send them our way and we will be sure to get them added. So look out for that within the next couple of months. And then the members tab, as we've mentioned, is only visible when you are logged in and you are an active member. So under the members tab, you'll see a lot of different resources, some of them like the service requests and village talk we already discussed. There are aging resources, food resources, and past newsletters. There is also a members directory because we are recording today and it does share members information. I'm not going to click that link today, but it will give members a list of other members' contact information. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of the contact directory, there is also a map that shows you what members live near you. And it is an optional feature to have your contact listed on the members directory. So if you don't wish to share your contact information, you do not need to. But that is a nice place to see, you know, where people that live near you that are also members live. If we go to the preferred providers tab, again, this is only members can see this page. But let's just say, for example, we are looking for a specific vendor that does roofing and gutter work. So if we click roofing and gutters, we will see a list of providers. And all of these providers were at one point recommended by one of our members. If there is no ratings for them yet, it will say not rated yet. Or if you go to, for example, this Royal Window Cleaning, it looks like there is one review. So if we click on that business, we can see all of their contact information, a description of services. If it's a provider that you've used in the past, you can add your own review. And then we can we can read reviews from other members. So it looks like Maureen left them a 5-star review.
I wanted to say that the reviews are really helpful. So if you think about it, you know, to place a review on for these businesses, it would be wonderful.
Absolutely. And so if you go under members, you will see CSP property management contract. So CSP is an optional add-on service in addition to your membership. And actually, I am going to ask Cassie to talk a little bit more about the agreement that we have between CSP and Love Living at Home.
Yeah, so the CSP property management is an optional add-in for members. Once you've completed, if you were a trial member, once you've completed your trial membership, you are able to opt into this management agreement, so choose. And this is through CSP management. And this, if you want to scroll down a little bit, how you would do that is you would contact the office and you could reach out by phone or by email and let us know that you're interested in opting into this option. You can also contact CSP management directly if you have any questions regarding the agreement or kind of what services they can offer you. So you would fill out the office would send you this agreement by email. You can also offer access this online. You would print it out, complete that, and mail it directly to CSP management. And this would be a year agreement, $25 a month, opens you to contacting them for options with home maintenance or other, construction projects.
Thank you, Cassie. Does anyone have any questions about any of those member offerings or the CSP management contract? Great. All right. Does anyone have any other questions about Love Living at Home or our website?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nina.
This was
And if
really worthwhile.
Yes.
Good. I'm very glad to hear that, Carol. And if you think of anything else, please do not hesitate, reach out via email, phone call, and let us know how we can be helpful.
We're always glad if people want to come in with their computers to the office to actually, work with you on your own computer. If it's transportable, that sometimes is an easier way to learn.
You want to show off the new office.
Well, that too. But...
That too.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, all.
Take care.
You.
Bye.
Thank you. Yay.
Yeah. Oh, we stopped the recording.